If you enjoy this video, then please leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And while you're here, why not check out all our other content? Thank you, and enjoy the video.
So we're gonna try a bit of a different video today. I asked you guys on YouTube and Discord to send me your hottest Transformers takes, and I'm gonna be responding to them based on whether I agree, or don't agree, or don't know. Of course, there might be some that I miss. If that happens, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's just get into it. Retools aren't always a bad thing. I'd say I agree on this one. Retools can be just as good as a brand new figure, but I also think it depends on which figure is being retooled. Like, if it's Earthrise Wheeljack to Sunstreaker, then yeah, that's fine. But if it's Gamer Edition Barricade to Decepticon Trooper, then yeah, of course that's gonna suck. The first 3 episodes of Beast Machines are peak fiction. I wouldn't know, I haven't watched Beast Machines and probably never will. Dark of the Moon is the best movie in the Bayverse. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I like Dark of the Moon. Legacy United Vector Prime is a good figure. Yeah, I'd probably agree with this. I think it was a good figure that was ruined by bad QC, rather than an overall bad figure. Space Alt Mode should be anything.
Yes! Finally! Thank you!
I definitely agree with this one. I find it so stupid that people call Cybertronian alt modes nothing and bullshit. And even more stupid when they give a pass to stuff from Star Wars and other sci-fi media, but have a problem with Transformers. Especially when a lot of these Cybertronian alt modes look like they came straight from Star Wars. It just feels like the word spaceship isn't in Transformers fans' vocabulary. The Earthrise Seeker mold works better for the Coneheads, not so much for the original trio. I kind of agree with this one. I do think the Coneheads work a little better. TF Prime RC should have been Chromia. I don't really think it matters. The movies, if they were rebooted, should be more faithful to G1 or IDW. I don't agree with this one. I keep saying this. Not everything needs to be G1. And while IDW is better, I'm getting sick of everything having to be a reference to something. We do need some new ideas. If the movies were rebooted, they should take more inspiration from the Bumblebee movie, taking place in the 80s and 90s, and also giving the Decepticons personalities. I'll agree with the Decepticon part. The other part, I don't think it matters. Bumblebee wasn't good because it was set in the 80s or whenever it was set. It was good because it was well written. And that's what we really need. Good writing. Optimus and Megatron should not always be brothers. I kind of agree with that. I don't think they always need to be friends or brothers. I would like to see a story where Megatron is just an evil warlord, and Optimus is like the hero that showed up out of nowhere to stop him. I think the origin story of RC in the IDW comics was not a bad idea, just not well executed. I don't know her origin story in the comics, we're just gonna skip that one. Rise of the Darkspark was a good game, I assume. So you're just guessing? Not really a hot take if you don't believe it. TF Prime RC sucks. I'll admit she was one of the weaker parts of the show, but I wouldn't say she's a bad character. Frank Welker should have been Megatron in War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. I don't know, I kinda like Mega Hulk, Hulkatron, Meg Hulktron. 86 Prime is mid at best. I mean, I guess it could do with some more articulation, but besides that, I have no idea what you're talking about. 86 Prime is great. Soundwave Hatsune Miku thing is unfunny as hell. Okay, just give me a second. I've set you up with an appointment for your public execution. I expect you to be there on time. Age of Extinction was good. I mean, yeah, it was my second favorite of the Michael Bay movies, but I know not everyone agrees. The G2 Marvel comics aren't that weird. No comment. The Season 1 Beast Wars designs are mid compared to the others. I highly disagree. I find the Transmetal designs to be way uglier. Perceptor is better than Wheeljack, okay? Prime Soundwave's design is the worst Soundwave design of all time. I hate the skeletal look he has, and he has nothing sound-related. Okay, let me set up an appointment for you as well. TF Prime Starscream is the absolute worst design I've seen for him. A lot of Prime hate today. I'll admit, it's not my favorite design for Starscream, but I don't think it's the worst. In terms of writing, I think Prime Wars Starscream has the worst characterization. Yeah. I'd rather see more underrated characters like Starsaber and Scorponok return to the spotlight and be given more prominent roles, rather than keep using Optimus and Megatron. I think that might work in a comic setting, but maybe not for a show. I'd like to see Scorponok be more like his OG G1 counterpart, more than how he's been interpreted these days. I mean, yeah, he has kind of just been generic monster, or like, just big robot Hulk. I like Laserbeak Cybertronian design more than his usual Earth design. I can agree with that. I do like the visor and like the larger jetpack, but I don't really care how he looks because this is gonna be my hot take of the video. I don't care about Laserbeak. And this actually goes into the next point. I actually like Blaster's cassettes more than Soundwave. Yeah, I think Blaster has the more interesting cassettes. TF Prime Optimus is the worst design he has ever had. Also, talking in speeches 99% of the time doesn't help with the boredom. Again, more Prime hate. I don't have a problem with the design. It is just a cleaner version of the movie design. And when it comes to his speeches, that's just every Optimus. War for Cybertron and Devastation are better than Fall of Cybertron. I'm half and half on this one. Devastation is definitely better, but I prefer Fall over War. Revenge of the Fallen is better than Rise of the Beasts. No, just straight up no. Japanese G1 is better than American G1. No comment. Also, Rodimus had more accomplishments than Optimus. Since when? Ultra Magnus wasn't good until IDW and animated. I can kind of agree with this because we haven't seen a lot of Ultra Magnus. I would like to see him in a main role again. Transformers should stop making live-action movies and stick to animated movies. Yes, the animated ones are better, but they're probably gonna go back to live action because, oh, it makes us money. Well, maybe if you actually advertised Transformers 1, it would have done better. Hasbro should stop making exclusives of characters that no one knows or hype characters. Yes, I have been saying this ever since Siege. Don't make main or important characters exclusive. Stop locking teams behind expensive multi-packs. You want to know what really annoys me? How that Hound 5-pack is now completely redundant? They re-released all of those figures very recently. So what was the point of the 5-pack in the first place? Just stop doing exclusive stuff. If you want to do exclusives, save it for like a gold Bumblebee or a platinum shiny edition Optimus or whatever. Hasbro giving the video game rights to Activision was the worst mistake they've ever made. I mean, yeah, Activision has a thing with screwing over everyone. Can't make Transformers games, can't make Marvel games. They've completely ignored their best franchise for years. Bring back Skylanders, you cowards! I like the G1ification of the aligned and animated designs. They fit well with the Legacy/AOTP era. I think it depends on the design aesthetic. Like, with Animated and Prime, they needed to make them look more G1 to get them to fit in. But I also think the original designs could have worked. Like, with the IDW stuff and the, like, Armada, Cybertron, all that. I'm not reading through this whole thing, but it basically says the movies didn't save Transformers, and it was still pretty popular before the movies came out. I'd say this is a pretty understandable take, because we can go back and say like, oh yeah, Energon was bad, but also back then, people weren't as critical, so there was probably a good amount of people that actually liked Energon. And I do know the toy line was pretty well received, so I think it's safe to say that Transformers would still be here without the movies. Transformers Animated is better than Transformers Prime. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just haven't watched Animated, so I'm gonna have to wait and see if I agree. Fembot should have bodies that are more like male Transformers. Only difference should be voice and face. I'm half and half on this one as well. I think they should just look more like they transform. You know, add more car parts on them, instead of just having a, like, just female body but robot. Transformers Animated is the best Transformers show, okay. Legacy Animated Prime sucks. I don't have that figure, so I can't say anything. Tarn is more overrated than Bumblebee. No, he ain't. Like, there's a reason people like Tarn so much. Why else do you think people have been asking for a figure of him for years? Because he's sick as hell. Just like me right now. Please help, I'm in so much pain. Bumblebee should be dead in every media instead of Cliffjumper. I've only read the first issue of Skybound, and I really like Cliffjumper in that. I don't hate Bumblebee as much as I used to, but a lot of the time he's just like, oh hey, I'm here now. Look at how cool I am. It's me, Bumbleboy. Bumblebee works as a side character, but he shouldn't be the secondary main character. Yeah, I do think we need to stop giving Bumblebee a main role, especially when we have characters like Ultra Magnus, Jazz, Cosmos. Humans can work in Transformers. The Bayverse just gaslit you into thinking otherwise. No. Humans suck in all Transformers media. In almost every show, there is an annoying human character that you wish just wasn't there. And again, this is Transformers. If I wanted to see humans, I would watch literally anything else. I really wish they just used Ironhide's toy design in the G1 cartoon rather than remaking him so much that he looks boring. I'm sorry, have you seen the original toy? The fact that he doesn't have a head isn't the only problem. It's just a nightmare of bad proportions. His arms are coming out of his waist, and he has those weirdly shaped legs. Maybe it could have worked as a mech, but as a character? No, I'm glad they changed it. AOTP Bruticus is a bit of a disappointment. WFC Bruticus is still better. Are we talking about the design or the toy? Please not the toy. Please not the toy. They should continue making toys like in 2007 and 2009. I don't know what the toys were like then, so just gonna skip that one. Age of Extinction is actually good, better than Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah. Bone Crusher should be more like the movies than G1. Yeah, I agree with that. The movie one is actually cool. So that's all the hot takes. This video took way too long to make, I'm so sorry. That's it for me. Please be sure to leave a like and a comment, join my Discord server, donate to my Patreon if you want to, follow my TikTok and Instagram, and subscribe to the Great Soundwave. I'll see you next time.